Hey all, I wanted to jump on here and do a quick comparison for you because I've been getting a lot of questions about the thickness of lit gels, especially in comparison to some of our favorite brands. So I have Night View here, which is this really beautiful, vibrant pink. And you can see that they are tapered all the way around. So you can switch up the cuticle line, depending on the design. One side of the cuticle line is a little more squared, the other side is a little more rounded, and they're pretty thick. I would say they're probably middle of the road to slightly thicker than average. And they do get a bit of stretch. I wouldn't say they stretch as much as, Danny and Tony or even Chelsea, but you definitely can get some stretch out of them and without compromising adhesion or lifting. But if you go too far, then you'll know the design will start to get kind of messed up and you'll have lifting immediately before you even apply it. So let's get to comparing. I've got my calipers here and I've got some other brands. So we'll start with Lit Gels. What you'll find is that there is some variation even amongst the strips on one sheet, so this one is 0.9, and I will zero out in between. 0.9 again, 0.8. I'll do some of the smaller ones because those can be a little bit thinner sometimes. 0.9. 0.9, okay, 0.8, okay, so we're getting a read of about between 0.8 and 0.9 millimeters thick on these. So let's do a little comparison. We'll start with kind of the holy grail of thickness, which we all know is Zinni Pen. So this is zeroed out, and we'll start with the big one. This one is reading 0.8. 0.9, 1.2. Wow, that's quite a bit of variation. Let's see, 1.0, 0.8. I think with Zinni Pen, you can kind of see parts of it are domed and parts of it kind of dip in a little more, so it probably depends where I press. But if I'm going to press like on the outer part here, it's going to be, okay, so that's 0.9. It's a little bit thicker part. If I press it towards the middle, 0.8, yeah. Okay. What do we have? 5U, which is also pretty similar to Zinni Pen, as we all know, made by the same manufacturer. So we'll start with this one, 0.9, 0.8, 0.8, and that one, 0.8. Okay, then we have, this is Lalenco. I believe they're sold by Danny and Tony, although I don't know if they're the same formula as the ones branded as Danny and Tony. I just didn't happen to have any Danny and Tony branded. This is 0.7. And let's take off the film. 0.5. One of the smaller ones too. 0.5. So those are definitely a little bit on the thinner side. And I've got Dashing Diva Glaze. I could not tell you which formula this is. I've had this one for a while, so it could be old formula for all I know. But here we go. 0.5. Oops, that didn't zero out. 0.6, 0.6, and 0.5. And finally, last but not least, Ohora. One of my favorite Ohora designs of all time. Okay, and let's start with the beautiful heart one. Got 0.6, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.7. Okay, so these range from 0.6 to 0.8. And I would say thickness is pretty similar, I think, to Lit Gels. This is an old Ohora, so it's a little stiff, but as far as the thickness, pretty similar. I would say that's what Lit Gels remind me the most of, is probably Ohora formula. So I hope that helps. I can do Lit Gels one more time, just for good measure. That one's reading at 1.0. Maybe I didn't zero that out right. Let's see. 1.0. So yeah, there is some variation for sure on all of these. Oops. 0.9. 0.9. 0.9. Okay. So right in the 0.9 area. Yeah, I hope that helps. Let me know if there's other brands that you want to compare to. If I have it, I definitely will do it. I'm happy to do any videos like this. If you have questions, just let me know. Thank you.